Hi Aries, welcome back to the Astrology 33 channel. This is your July 2022 love reading. Thank you to those of you who've liked, viewed, shared, and subscribed to the channel. I appreciate all of that. And for those of you new to the channel, as far as what we have in front of us, this is what I call the bridge and the gap spread. And the way it works is a look at the past energies, present energies, and future energies between you and your main love interest. Once we get through all those, we'll actually pull some oracle cards for some additional insight. That's where the bridge and the gap dynamic comes into play. And as far as the decks being used, on the left side we have the Lover's Path Tarot, on the right side we have the Cosmic Tarot. And also keep in mind it's a general reading, so I'm going to be referring to the cards on the left as the energy and the cards on the right as the other person's. If you feel like it's the other way around in your situation, then definitely trust that. Alright, so with all that out of the way, we'll get started. Past energy on your side, we have the Two of Cups. So this is Cancer energy here, and in this deck in particular, we see there's a pretty stormy background. We see some lightning. That looks like there was a storm going on, right? So could just be saying that usually we're used to seeing that very sunny, bright, vibrant energy with the Two of Cups. So this could just be saying that you guys might have had a start with this person in love, but there might have been some difficulty getting to that point. So, I mean, there's plenty of ways that could have been going, right? Maybe one of you was in another connection at the time, or there could have just been some kind of obstacles that led to difficulties getting together in the past. All right, past energy on their side, we have the Five of Cups in reverse. So this is Scorpio energy here, and in the upright it would represent being disappointed around the situation, not being able to see the positive within the situation as well. So to see this come up in the reverse position does at least say that this person was probably recovering from some kind of a disappointment. And for example, just a generic example, let's say that they did get out of a connection from their past, right? And while they were still recovering from that, they might have crossed paths with you. So that would give you an example of why there might have been a bit of a rocky start as far as the Two of Cups energy goes in the past. But yeah, that's what I see there. For some of you, it could have been directly related to each other too. So whereas I interpreted that initially as maybe this was them getting out of another connection or just going through a disappointment in general in their lives, for some of you, you guys might have gone through your difficulties with each other in a connection in the past, and we're trying to recover from that. All right, present energy on your side, we have tradition. So this is the equivalent of the Hierophant in traditional tarot, and that's Taurus energy. There we go. So could just be saying, for whatever reason, now you guys actually want to make things more formal within the connection. So looks like there's definitely some growth of feelings at the very least on your side, and at least your confidence within the connection is growing to where even if you guys did get off to that rocky start in the past, it looks like you're possibly wanting to even take things to the next level now. All right, present position on their side. We have the Princess of Swords, which is the equivalent of the Page of Swords, the Ten of Pentacles, Virgo energy, and the Princess of Pentacles. So what I'm getting with this combination of cards could just be saying that if you discuss taking things to the next level with this person, for example, they might come across a bit cold during the discussion, but I feel like this is because on the one hand they might like the idea of the stability, right? But at the same time they might feel like it's that they're not quite there yet. So for some of you, it could just be directly related to finances. For example, maybe they're feeling like they want you to take care of that area of their life before they're putting in more energy toward a romantic connection. But yeah, or it could just be saying that feelings-wise, they just feel like they're not quite at the level that you are, that, you know, looks like you're wanting to take things pretty seriously. They might still have their interest, but they might not be quite to the level you are at this time. All right, future energy on your side, we have illusion. So this is the equivalent of the moon in traditional tarot. So it could just be saying, I could see this going two ways. It could just be saying that you're possibly a little confused around, you know, you're wanting to take things to the next level. And like I said, this person might seem to be a bit skittish around that, but they might not be expressing to you why they're feeling a little bit skittish around it. So for the majority of you, I feel like this is saying that you're going to just be a little confused around where the connection is going. But for others of you, it could just be saying that you might be the one bringing the confusion to the connection. That seems less likely, but it's at least possible. All right, and future energy on their side, we have the Seven of Pentacles, and we have the Nine of Cups. So yeah, whatever this is that they're getting out of, this slump they seem to be going through, and the more I'm seeing this, it most likely is related to finances for a lot of them. Looks like this is saying that they will move out of that eventually, and then they'll be a lot more open and receptive to the connection. So as far as the illusion energy you see there, I would say that this seems for the majority of you like this will be a temporary thing on their end. That they're just probably going through some difficulties around possibly finances. It's just a feeling of security in general, but soon they'll move out of that energy and they'll be ready to roll. So pretty good future energies there. Bottom of the deck on your side, we have Innocence. This is the equivalent to the Fool card, so yeah, it could just represent that openness that you have toward the connection right now. To an extreme, it could point to possibly a bit of a naive energy, right? So for example, that could be where the illusion's coming from, where you're seeing the connection through these rose-colored glasses in a way, whereas this person's still going through some stuff and they're not quite there yet. That could be pointing to that for some of you. But yeah, I just feel like for the majority of you, this is just pointing more to your openness toward the connection and desire to elevate the connection. And bottom of the deck on their side, we have Five of Pentacles. So yeah, this is another indicator that they could have just been going through some difficulty. Like I said, for some of you, it could actually be the actual finances themselves, or at the very least, an emotional feeling of lack in some way. So, looks like they're coming out of that. Like I said, we see the Five of Cups in reverse in the past. See this here, to me, it says that it's probably still lingering to an extent, but I feel like they're already in the process of putting that behind them. So, but at least that would explain why they might not seem to always be as present as you would like within the connection. But to be fair, like I said, it doesn't look like they necessarily communicated that that was the issue to you. So that could be what has you a little confused in the future, like what's going on, right? But looks like they'll be coming out of it though. All right, moving on to the Oracle cards. First, we'll see what we get from Aqua Moonlight deck here. I did pre-shuffle this deck before we started recording. And what I'm going to be hoping for here is unspoken messages from you to them and then from them to you. And initially I'll be looking for jumpers, but if I shuffle for a while without anything coming up, I'll actually just put the deck down and we'll pull cards that way. So let's see what we get. And this doesn't want to go back in the deck. And next we'll see what we get from them to you. Oh, almost had one there. And this doesn't want to go back in the deck. All right, so let's see what we got on your side first. Okay, we have trust. It says, I have a hard time trusting anyone. I'm doing just fine on my own. So, interesting message there. I will say it seems like they're lacking with the communication, so that could be kind of sparking a trust issue in you, and then maybe that's why we see that illusion energy in the future. But as far as I'm doing just fine on my own part, it does seem like you do still have the desire to get to the connection. So I feel more like it's saying that, yeah, maybe this is causing a bit of trust issues with you guys, but other than that, I do still feel like you have the desire to be with the person. But let's see what we have on their side. Okay, we have unrequited. It says, I'm not sure if we both feel the same way about each other. So yeah, at a minimum, that definitely seems to be potentially what we see in the present there, where we were talking about how they just seem to be a little bit more detached, right? And I was saying for some of you, it could be to the extreme where you just have these rose-colored glasses around the connection and they're not necessarily seeing it that way. But for the majority of you, I really feel like it's more of them just being distracted at this time. Like I said, possibly with some kind of financial issues, and then a little bit further on down the line, they will be a lot more open to the connection. But yeah, I suppose for some of you, especially like I said, for if you're in a small group to where you take the rose-colored glasses to a bit of an extreme, it could just be saying that, yeah, maybe you're just seeing things at a much higher level within the connection than they are. So Hope it ever resonated with you. And then lastly, we'll pull a card from the Wisdom of the Oracle deck. And same situation as far as I pre-shuffled this deck as well. But here we're just looking for one card with general advice to wrap the reading up with. Almost have one there. And this doesn't want to go back in the deck. So let's see what you got. Alright, we have soulmates. There's the artwork, and the number is 41. Okay, let's see what we got. Alright, the relationship message says, consider love in the deepest sense. Love so powerful that you will never be the same, regardless of how long your relationship lasts. Consider friendships and romantic bonds so compelling that they overwhelm you with gratitude or break you open so you'll finally claim who you were meant to be. Even a companion animal reminds you that it is you who is being rescued and healed. Pay attention, for you are in the presence of a soulmate come to guide you home to the real you. So yeah, definitely an interesting message there, because like I said, it does look like right now they just have these distractions that are keeping them away from the connection for the most part. Looks like there will be some openness to them in the future. Like I said, they probably just have to get whatever these issues are resolved. For a lot of you, I feel like it is actual finances. So yeah, reading this message as well. So between this card and what I was initially feeling, I feel like for the majority of you, they do have a genuine interest, but right now they just can't even focus on that because there's something else more pressing in their lives right now. Like I said, for a small percentage of you, it might be more of, yes, it could be somewhat more unrequited, at least compared to the level you guys are at. But for the majority of you, it looks like there is some mutual interest there. You just need to let them work through some stuff. All right, so whatever is new for you guys, we'll wrap up there, and I'll see you all next month. All right, bye.